E3 got you excited for new games? Don't worry, you don't have to wait till next year. Here's all the games still to come in 2021. With E3 just behind us, we're getting excited for all the new games coming next year and beyond. So excited, we're even making a whole video on the games we're looking forward to in 2022. But it's not all about patiently waiting, as there are tons of brilliant games still to come this year. We're ready for nostalgic platformers in the summer, AAA action in the autumn, and epic sci-fi stories come winter. Sounds like we're pretty booked up. To make sure you're up to date with all our releases over here at Logitech G, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. All sorted? Then let's get into the games.
Okay then.
Summer's staying till October as we take a tropical trip to the Caribbean island of Yara in Far Cry 6. This action-adventure is the largest playground yet, taking us from lush jungle to busy cities, and we're ready to get creative with conflict in every destination. And we mean really creative. It looks like we should start putting an age limit on CD players. Well, there probably already is if they have CD in the name. This time we're leading a revolution against Giancarlo Esposito's feared dictator, a brutal man with a strong goal. Although, like the rest of the Far Cry series, we already know we're going to love him just a little. Oh, and there's some new and adorable pets, but they come in a real range of species. Just look at this little guy, the most fearsome friend. Chaos. Explosions. We can't wait. Battlefield 2042 looks incredible, especially considering the latest trailer is all in-game footage. These new 128-person strong battles look wild. There's ziplining across towering skyscrapers, grappling hooks to swing into new combat, and tanks raining from the skies. In a good way, not just a terrible kind of storm. Although speaking of, extreme weather seems to be making an appearance with tornadoes cutting across the map. And what maps they are! Everywhere looks terrifying but beautiful. So much detail has gone into making them feel real. And that weather will actually make water levels change, or the rocket featured can fall onto the field. The environment is set up to constantly change the moment-to-moment action. And we couldn't forget the robot dog friends. Maybe we are excited for this future, chaos and all. We don't have an exact date for Halo Infinite, but the latest news is that it's still coming this year, expected in the holidays. Perfect time for us to ignore family on our Christmas break and binge the sci-fi action, which feels a little too similar to how we were when Combat Evolved came out, but Halo deserves it. Plus, we found out multiplayer is going to be free, so everyone can grab a gun or grappling hook and jump into warthogs. The main story carries on from the rest of the series, so we finally find out Cortana's fate and tie up other questions, but it isn't going to confuse new players. Anyone can discover the mysteries of the Halo universe. Although the real mystery is how we're ever going to stop playing.
This wasn't the mission.
The missions change. They always do.
If a game is getting a sequel a decade and a half after the original, you know it's got to be something special. And yes, Psychonauts absolutely is. There is nothing like it. Psychic secret agents traveling into people's minds through little doors. Whether you're a super fan of the first one or you're still a Psy cadet, you're going to love this brain-hopping adventure. A modern rendition has also given all the wacky mind worlds the color and pizzazz they deserve. Psychonauts 2 looks how we thought the first one did. Bright, brilliant, and totally weird. We've patiently waited since 2015 to put on our goggles, and now it's mere months away. If you want to reach us in August, it'll have to be through a doorway to our mental world. And all you'll see is Psychonauts. Kena Bridge of Spirits is what we imagine it would look like if Pixar took to game development. And luckily, it's not just in our imagination, although it does look plucked straight out of one. We'll explore magical woods, meet adorable fluffy creatures, and face otherworldly spirits. This isn't just a cute adventure though. It looks like there's plenty of action for a spirit guide as we get all the lost souls over to the other side. Kena has a world we can't wait to be part of. From the abandoned village hub to the wilderness with rogue spirits, every moment seems utterly breathtaking, like a Disney animation that we get to lead. Let's just hope no one asks us to sing. It was only announced this year, but luckily it's just a few months before we can disappear into the 5th installment of the Life is Strange series. Another standalone, it doesn't matter if this is your first trip into the supernatural. This time we play as Alex Chen, whose power is empathy. She can feel others' emotions, understanding why they're angry, sad, or happy, but what she chooses to do with this information is going to be up to you. There's over 2,000 pages of dialogue in the game, so thousands of options to take conversations in your own direction. It's the best looking entry yet. We desperately want to move to Haven Springs, and it doesn't take an empath to know our leading emotion is excitement.
This anger could kill her. What if I could just take it away?
Super stylish and still to come this year, Deathloop is an assassination action-adventure which involves killing off a list of targets before the night's out, or getting thrown back in time to do it all again. Day after day, you'll gradually learn how to tackle each enemy, where to save time, and crucially, how not to die. Oh, but if that sounded too easy, there's a rival assassin set on stopping you. All in all, it seems like a pretty fun night. While the action does all look brilliant, with gadgets to make James Bond jealous, it's the aesthetic we're falling for, taking inspiration from graphic designer Saul Bass. Everything from the partygoers' outfits to the street lights immerse you in the art of it. Let's kick off autumn in style.
Good morning, Black Reef. Another day, another death.
We no longer need Left 4 Dead 3. Back 4 Blood is here with all the zombie gore you could ever want. Which is probably not that much. It's still a multiplayer experience, so you'll be relying on teammates if you want to survive. And there's still more than your standard staggering infected, with all sorts of grotesque things to soak up your bullets. Just look at this thing, yikes! If you love roguelikes and replayability, you're also in luck, as Back 4 Blood uses a card system that adds different buffs for you each time, but also gives some fun effects to the enemy too. You can play over and over and it'll feel totally different, which is good because that's exactly what we're planning to do. Relic already makes an army of RTS games, so it makes sense they tackle the latest Age of Empires main game, updating the last main installment, which was released in, wait for it, 2005. Yes, it made us feel old too. Luckily, we're not quite as museum-worthy as the civilizations we'll be getting to play come October. From the thriving Chinese dynasty to the English powerhouse, you can be at the center of all the biggest battles, shaping history with your actions. Build your own empire, raise an army, and conquer the land. And the sea! Look at those naval battles! As well as all the fun of getting creative with camels and fighting your friends, the campaigns look brilliant too, giving us real-world references like we're living in a BBC documentary. Sadly, sans David Attenborough. It's only just been announced, but it's mere months before we jet off to Mexico in Forza Horizon 5. We thought the rainy British countryside looked nice and but this is something else. Vast deserts, colourful towns, lush tropics. We're ready to wave goodbye to IRL travel. Hooking up a wheel to Forza Horizon 5 looks like everything we could ever want. Not only are we getting the biggest expanse of road and wilderness yet, but reaching the highest peaks by speeding up the Grand Caldera volcano. Open world driving means we can really explore as we please, taking in beautiful countryside or teaming up with friends for mini games. We'll be breaking all the speed limits to download this one come November. So those are the games still to come in 2021. What games have you got marked on the calendar? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you're up to date on all things Logitech G come 2021 and beyond.